I'm going to take you back in time to 2005 when ABC News did a primetime investigative report on this small biotech company that nobody knew about. And the reason we share this is because it's the start of our history. So it is antiquated from 2005, but I will catch you up to speed as on our company story, where we are today with it, the products that have developed since that aired, and how you can participate in this either as a consumer or as an entrepreneur.
The following is an ABC primetime.
If you can't hear it very well, just turn up your volume.
2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Pretendum work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%. That's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so we are going to move on with the rest of the story, but you can find the full ABC Primetime News clip at YouTube if you just search Protandim ABC News clip. That was just a short summary of what you saw. But wow, I want to start by asking this question. Had you ever heard of oxidative stress prior to seeing this news clip? I hadn't heard of it, and I had been in the health industry for my entire adult life and had never really heard that term. So I just want to make sure you know exactly what this is, why this is relevant, why we have it, why it's an issue, and then what Protandim does in your body, okay? So oxidative stress is damage to the cells of our body. It's mutations. It's every time we take a breath, we create oxidative stress in our body. Our body produces free radicals that bombards our cells, and that is that oxidative stress. So it's damage. So imagine you cut open an apple and you leave it out on a shelf, it turns brown, right? Or you leave a bike out in the rain and it rusts. That is oxidative stress. And that damage is linked to hundreds and hundreds of conditions in the body. So for instance, if you were to go to pubmed.gov and just type in any condition you're curious about or any body system you're curious about and oxidative stress, you can see hundreds of thousands of studies. There's about a 250,000 studies on oxidative stress and pretty much anything you can think of. So why do we get this? Well, it's the food that we eat. I mentioned the air, right? We can't really get away from breathing, but there's the food that we eat, the water we drink. There's pollution in the air. There's too little exercise, too much exercise. Environmental toxins, there's Wi-Fi, EMFs, medications, all these things that are impacting our body that we can't always control. And that's leading to an accelerated development of that oxidative stress and damage. Now, you may have noticed that in that news clip, John Quinones, who's a world-renowned news reporter, he took Protandim for 2 weeks and his oxidative stress was improved by 45%. And that's just in 2 weeks. And did you see where in the first study, they couldn't tell the difference between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old after taking Protandim for a month? The first study that was done on this product, which of course is what catches people's attention, is that we can legally say, actually, Protandim reduces oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. We can legally say that if the FDA were on the Zoom tonight. And that's something that's extremely powerful because the FDA does not allow food or natural products to make any claims, disease claims. And we don't make disease claims. So, but we can say we reduce oxidative stress, which is at the core of any and every condition you can imagine. So pretty powerful. Now, what's the difference between what Protandim does and what, vitamin C, vitamin E, what that scientist was saying? It's not enough. It's not powerful enough. Well, when you consume your antioxidants through oranges, broccoli, blueberries, or your supplements, it's literally like taking Dixie cups of water to put out a house fire. How many Dixie cups would it take if your house was on fire every single day, lighting on fire? It would take an extreme amount. You're not going to sit around and eat blueberries all day long or eat 400 oranges or 500 cups of broccoli. That's not really realistic, right? But Protandim is not a supplement, first of all. It's something called an activator. It's not about the individual ingredients themselves. It's the activation of something called your NRF2 pathway, NRF, like the football. And when that pathway is activated through this natural product, your body turns on its own sprinkler system. It activates your body's own antioxidant enzymes like you had when you were younger. That is why we're able to reduce that oxidative damage so significantly. The question is, who do you think needs that information? And would you prefer Dixie cups of water or a sprinkler system? I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? This caught my attention as a healthcare practitioner, but anybody who's thinking about improving their health or living a longer life, this is significant. All right, so what happened since then? I'm going to actually quickly just touch on Protandim before I go on to the company story. But Protandim, as I said, is not a supplement. It's an activator. It's a combination of 5 ingredients that you might be familiar with: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. It's this ratio that when combined made it 18 times more powerful than the individual ingredients. So while you might take a turmeric supplement or drink your green tea, it is not the same as the combination of these 5. Just like if you were to bake a cake and put out all the initial ingredients, your eggs, your sugar, your flour, all these things, it's not the same as when you put it together. And that's what they found with Protandim. In fact, that study can be found at pubmed.gov, the effects of that synergy. So what happened when this ABC News clip aired? $5 million of orders came into this company overnight. As I mentioned, it was a small biotech company. They had no infrastructure in place. They had no one to pick up the calls, to take orders. So it was a bit of chaos. But what did happen that was fantastic is scientists and researchers from all over the world called LifeVantage and said, we want to study that product, that natural product. So today you can go to the National Library of Medicine and type in Protandim, and you're going to find 28 peer-reviewed papers and studies on this branded product. This is absolutely unheard of in the natural product world. So you've got American Heart Association, which did a study with Ohio State on heart disease and scar tissue. They put that study out in Circulation Journal to all the AHA members. They've never done that before for a natural product. LSU did a skin cancer study with Protandim. That study propelled the company to look at other ways we could activate this pathway from the outside, which launched a whole skincare line activating that NRF2 pathway. The American Academy or the Anti-Aging Institute of Anti-Aging studied this and showed an increase in lifespan in the animal model that they did by 7%. This is significant. So the point is, this is not your average thing on the market to have this kind of attention, but you can go there and take a look at all those studies. Washington State University, independent of Protandim as a branded product, actually explored NRF2 activation technology and said it may well become the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of health. There are other pharmaceutical companies that are actually creating NRF2. This is ways to activate our genes is something that we have been able to do with plants, but it's massive. And there is one other drug on the market today that's a NRF2 activator. It's called Tecfidera. That is for patients with MS. It's a NRF2 activator. In their preclinical studies, it's so interesting. They found that Protandim was a more potent activator of this pathway. It was considered the gold standard. So you can imagine how huge this market is when we can actually activate this pathway through plants, not through drugs. We don't do that, but that's what's happening out there. All right, so back to the story. All these studies were underway. They ended up putting Protandim in the stores like GNC, CVS, apothecaries all over the country. And it sat there in the antioxidant section. It was a $50 product at the time. Nobody knew what activation was. It said NRF2 Synergizer on the bottle, and they only did about 3 million per year, about a half a bottle per store per month. And they were in a predicament. They brought in a consultant in 2009 who watched that ABC News clip, had a vision for how this could be shared, and convinced the board of directors to take this off the shelves and put it into a different business platform where people could leverage this ABC News clip and share this person to person. It's called network marketing, sharing information through networks of people. It's something we do all the time through social media or your friends, always asking for a referral, looking for a great hairdresser or a dentist or massage therapist or a great PT. I'll send them to Phil if you're in Maryland. And we just do that all the time, but we don't get paid for that. And that is a significant platform that they decided to take on. So in 2009, 3 million. Years later, we're about $250 million company today. We are trading on the NASDAQ. We've been invited twice to Wall Street to close the bell, the closing bell on Wall Street. We have a board of directors to include Aaron Brockovich, world-renowned consumer advocate. We are in over 23 countries today. The point is, this was a huge success to change the platform, and we've gone on and on and on. So we have products that are essentially in 3 categories. Optimizing your health. We have Protandim NRF2, proven to reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. You can think of this as increasing the number of garbage men you have in your body to take out the trash. Just to put it in layman's terms, I like that because not everybody's a scientist, nor do we need to be to understand the benefit of activation. Then we have something called the Protandim NRF1 Synergizer. It's just a different doorway which activates our mitochondrial function, which increases cellular energy. Think of this as increasing the number of runners in your body, okay? So increasing the energy that your cells have to do their function. Then we have something called Protandim NAD Synergizer. You're probably familiar with something called intermittent fasting or fasting in general. There is a lot of cellular benefits to that, health benefits. And this is a way to do it actually just with plants. We activate the molecule, which turns on this cascade of proteins called your sirtuins. And it increases the longevity of your cell, the lifespan of your cell. Think about it as having a 5-star chef running the kitchen. Okay, that's what Protandim NAD does. Now, if you combine these 3 products, what they found is that they exponentially increased the effectiveness of each other when taken together. That is called the Protandim Tri-Synergizer. It's the combination of NRF2, NRF1, and NAD. You don't have to take them all together, but when people take this all together, there seems to be a more palpable effect, a tangible feeling in the body that people can recognize, because we don't always feel our oxidative stress level go up and down. It's like our blood pressure, our heart rate, our cholesterol. We don't feel that necessarily, but the combination of these 3 seems to do something that within a few days, maybe a week, you can tell something's happening. Everybody's different. All right, the next product combination we have here is called it's our timed nutrients. This is basically our multivitamin. This is not necessarily activation, but we know that having these vitamins in our body does impact our cellular functioning. The cool thing about this, and I've taken multivitamins in the past, it's an all-in-one thing. Everybody takes it all in the morning. I have always found that sometimes it will change the color of your urine, and that is because you don't need that much. It's almost hyperdosing of vitamins. This is broken down into the vitamin supplementation you need in the morning and the vitamin supplementation you actually need in the evening to support our circadian rhythms. So great if you want to improve that. Then we also have a D3 added to that, which of course, many people are deplete in. So that's our combined time nutrients product combination there. And then just a moment here. Oh, we have our omega. Omega-3, omega-7, and D3 combined. The unique thing about our omega is that it is bottled within hours from boat to bottle. That is one of the reasons why it's so pristine. You can literally bite this capsule open and swallow the oil, where most of the time if you get it off the shelf, that fish oil, it has oxidized already. It's very fishy. It gives you fish burps. Not good, right? But omega is really great for inflammation, for your brain. In fact, as a CrossFitter myself, this is actually the only supplement that the brand CrossFit recommends for people. They are all on board with taking omegas. So if you work out a lot like I do, make sure you have your omegas. And I promise you, your diet is probably deplete in omega-3s and 7s. So you don't have to worry about whether this would be beneficial for you. Then we have our gut health products. I love these. I'm going to start with a prebiotic because it's probably my favorite one in this whole bunch. I start every morning with a prebiotic. It's a drink that does a few things. It not only helps with bowel regularity, that's good. It helps with satiety. It gives you a feeling of fullness. So it is within our weight management approach to products, and it serves as like fertilizer to the probiotic and the postbiotic that we have here. Then we have a probiotic here. Everybody should be on a probiotic to give your gut healthy bacteria. The unique thing about our probiotic is that it's timed release and gets through your stomach acids, doesn't get killed off like a lot of things that you might buy off the shelf or food that you consume. Sometimes gets just killed off in the stomach acids. So it gets to where it needs to be. And then we have Daily Wellness, which is our immune drink, but also has gut supporting ingredients in it. It's called fermented yeast, considered a postbiotic. We know that gut health is really critical for our immune system. So those are our gut products. I See Bright is for our eyes. Now our eyes suffer quite a bit of oxidative stress from doing what we're doing right now, which is sitting in front of a screen. That blue light damage, we are all actually damaging our eyes right now with blue light, unless you're wearing your blue light blockers. And this provides ingredients to actually combat oxidative stress and damage to your eyes. So it's a vision and brain complex. We have Pet Tandem. It's the only Nerf2 activator on the market for dogs today. It's basically a chewable treat, and it tastes like chicken. So it's chewable like that. And it also has ingredients to support their joints, and it has omegas in it, all in one product. This is a unique thing about Pet Tandem. They did a study and found in a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical study that it reduced cellular stress in dogs. The results of that study indicated a reduction in cellular stress, improvement in mobility, and improved cognitive function. I've seen incredible stories about animals and activation. And as we know, animals don't have any placebo, right? They're not in it to try to convince anybody. It is phenomenal. So if you have a pet, make sure to get them on Pet Tandem. Here's our second category called Achieve More. How can we achieve more in our life? Well, we achieve more through energy. And we have a brain drink, decaffeinated and caffeinated. Love that, because right now I'm having my decaf version of Axio. I wouldn't want to be having caffeine at this hour, but our regular Axio, it does include caffeine. It has your B vitamins, magnesium, it has quercetin, pine bark, L-theanine, DMA, things that are so amazing for your brain to improve memory, focus, clarity, mood. I call it my mood food. And then we have the same product in decaf version. We also have a fat burner. It's a metabolic enhancer. The study on that product shows that you can burn an additional 180 calories per day. That's before doing your exercise and lifestyle changes when you take fat burn. So I tell people, if you struggle with your weight, this is a great product to take. If you're on a weight management program, add this to it for that period of time. Look Radiant. Big market. Most people want to look better as they age, right? So we have a few products here that not only contribute to looking more radiant, but feeling so much better on the inside. I'm going to start with our liquid collagen. This is one of the biggest selling products of our product line. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on this and tell you that the combination of Protandim Nerf2 plus liquid collagen has a whole additional synergistic impact to it. There is a study on this at the LifeVantage website. So whoever invited you can get you that study, but it's impactful to take those two together. So let's start with just the LifeVantage liquid collagen, what sets us apart. First of all, it obviously improves the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It improves skin moisture, tone, and texture, helps protect against the damage effects of oxidative stress. So if you're out in the sun, if you have wind blowing on your face, these are all things that damage our skin from the outside, the things we put on our skin. This product does three things. ARM. It activates, it replenishes, and maintains collagen. And you can see here, there's a few percentage numbers here on the clinical study that that took place with this product, and it increased collagen density by 42%. It increased your blood catalase levels by 202%. That's an antioxidant enzyme. It increased skin elasticity. This was an 8-week clinical trial. Okay. It activates your body's own antioxidant enzyme 27 times. So it also that's where we talk about the protects against the damaging effects of oxidative stress, because it activates our body's own antioxidants as well. The activation portion of our collagen, okay, builds collagen. It turns on the mechanism for your body to make more. The second thing that it does, through a marine-based, fish-based collagen peptides, and 10 different kinds, by the way. If you're buying collagen off the shelf, it's probably just 2. This has 10. So this replenishes your lost collagen that breaks down over time, about 1% every year after the age of 20, and about 2% for women after menopause. Every single year, your body's just breaking down that collagen. The third thing it does is help maintain. So it slows down the breakdown of collagen. So ARM, activates, replenishes, maintains, but it's not all about what's on the surface. Collagen benefits go beyond great skin, right? We're talking about muscle recovery, joint support, gut health, eye health. Your eye is about 90% collagen, brain health, mood, pretty much everything. So it's just a great tool to have. And this product is so unique. You can see here this increase in collagen density under the microscope. Fascinating. And why liquid? Because it has a 90% plus absorption rate when it's liquid. It uses hydrolyzed collagen because it means it's just chopped up into really small pieces, so your body doesn't have to really work to break them down, and it just can absorb it. If you're taking a powder collagen, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a 10 to 30% absorption rate. So, you get what you pay for, and you're just supplementing collagen at that point as well. Here's some pictures. Befores and afters. Some of them are 30 days, some of them are 120 days, some are longer. You can see the legs, people's hands. 5 months. We have a skincare regimen, highly anti-aging, which is a cleanser, a plant-based retinol, which addresses 11 signs of aging. We have a eye lift, which literally goes all the way around the eye. And we have a true hydrate, extremely moisturizing fourth part of that system that improves brightness of the skin and clarity. You can see here some beautiful before and afters. Now these are some of these are 15-minute before and afters. So if you get this skincare system, do your before and afters in 15 minutes, 30 days, 90 days, incredible. Lastly, we have a True Protect skin sunscreen, totally blank there for a second, sunscreen, which is clear. It goes on clear. My goodness, have you ever tried to put a stick on your face and it sticks to your skin? You've got white stuff all over your face, it's sticky. This has no fragrance. It's a zinc oxide, very clean, and there's shea butter, jojoba oil, and ginger root, which is also activating, so it's anti-aging, and we have a Nerve 2 activating hand cream.
Your weight and wellness are deeply connected, but cravings, emotional eating, and yo-yo diets can leave you feeling guilty, frustrated, and out of control. And over time, as food noise gets louder, extra weight can creep up on you. But it's not a lack of willpower, it's your biology working against you. As you age, your metabolism slows and your hunger hormones get out of balance. Stress, unhealthy foods, and even your lifestyle can make the problem worse. But what if you could take back control and work with your body instead of against it? As the pioneers and world leaders in activation, LifeVantage gives your body the right ingredients to take so it can make what it needs to create its own wellness. And now, introducing the latest innovation in activation science, the patent-pending Mind-Body GLP-1 system. This powerful system activates GLP-1 naturally to rebalance hunger hormones, quiet food noise, and change your relationship with food forever. It's the only two-product system on the market proven to increase GLP-1 by 140% to help reduce your appetite and curb cravings, so you can manage your weight differently. The MB GLP-1 system works through dual activation and dual amplification, targeting GLP-1 at the cellular level with carefully selected ingredients. MB Core features a proprietary GLP-1 activation blend of 8 ingredients that directly activate different parts of the GLP-1 pathway in L cells, while 2 unique blends in MB Enhance indirectly activate GLP-1 production by giving your gut microbiome what it needs to fuel GLP-1 production. When used together, both products amplify GLP-1 by promoting more GLP-1 receptor sites and reducing an enzyme that breaks down GLP-1 by 38%. It also helps restore optimal signals between your gut and brain for a strong mind-body connection. With the MB GLP-1 system, you'll start to feel the benefits on day 1. And over time, you'll experience a total transformation. In an independent 12-week human clinical study, people lost up to 25 pounds and 27% of visceral fat in just 12 weeks. On top of that, 100% of all participants did not lose muscle while losing weight. It's time to turn down the food noise and turn up GLP-1. Explore what Mind Body and other activation products can do for you today.
All right, so our first guest is a physical therapist. He's a myofascial release therapist. Actually, he is an author. He's a dad. He's an incredible husband, and he is a lover of these products. And I know he's shared with so many people, had his own experiences. So I asked him to come in from Maryland. Phil Tavolachi, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Welcome. Yes. Thank you for being our first guest to share with us. I'm going to just turn it over to you. We'd love to hear a little bit about your personal experience and your experience with your family and maybe some of your clients. I am assuming that you share these with them as well, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here, and thanks for that great overview. So, yeah, I came across this information just a little bit over 10 years ago. A friend and colleague shared that ABC News report that you shared with us tonight. And she didn't even know I had been dealing with a respiratory issue for 2 years at that point that was really impacting my life. I was exposed to mold, and it was really wreaking havoc in my body, and nothing I was trying was making a difference. I saw that information and I just thought, oh my gosh, what if reducing the oxidative stress in my body and like putting out the fire in my lungs would make a difference? And very long story short, 4 months in of just taking Protandim Nerf 2, because it was the only activator out at that point, that whole 2-year issue turned around. And like you mentioned earlier, Marcy, I'm not saying that it cured or treated or prevented or mitigated anything. It's just what unfolded in my physiology. But it really opened up my awareness as a physical therapist. Like, everyone I work with is inflamed. Everyone has these issues. And I certainly wanted to share and educate about it. And I've been activated in taking most of these products for almost 10 years now. And in addition to the Protandim Nerf 2, I'll just very quickly highlight that the most recent activator, the liquid collagen activator, was again life-changing for me, because at the end of 2021, I had a flare-up of spinal pain, and I've had some spinal issues my whole life. I've, had some injuries when I was younger. And my spine was doing, mostly well for this last decade because of activation and everything I do. But at the end of 2021, it really flared up. Nothing was helping it. I was on like 7 months of really dealing with a lot of intense discomfort. It was impacting my work. It was impacting my life. I saw the collagen activator came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I know activation works. I know collagen is hugely impactful in the body. I mean, I work in the connective tissue system, and collagen is one of the main components of connective tissue. So I was just thinking, this could be a possible solution for me again. And within about 5 weeks of activating my collagen, that issue drastically reduced. In a couple more weeks and it was gone. And so these products are unparalleled. And so, yes, of course, my parents are on them. A lot of my patients take these products. I'll briefly mention my parents. They've been activated as long as I have been now, just a bit over 10 years. And so much has unfolded for them. I wouldn't possibly want to take the time to go into all of it, but I'll highlight one thing because I think it really speaks to what you mentioned early on in your presentation, in that our bodies are always moving towards balance and harmony and health, but sometimes there are barriers in the way. And my parents, for most of their adult lives, my mom was dealing with deficiency in iron and, some of the things that come along with it. My dad was on the opposite end of the spectrum. He had an overabundance of iron and had to go and actually have his, blood drained every 2 to 3 months to remove that iron. They started activating in 2013 along with me. And within a year, my mom's iron went up and normalized. My dad's iron came down and normalized. And so it's just a perfect example of the body finding its way back to balance, no matter where it is, when you take those straitjackets of stress and inflammation and other challenges off of it. And I've seen similar responses in my patients over the years. Again, just a myriad of different positive things unfolding when the body's empowered to do what it naturally does. So that's what I'll share with everyone tonight.
Wow. Thank you so much, Phil. I'm so happy for all of your experiences and for those that we don't even know yet and haven't even heard their stories. But thank you so much for sharing with us. I love the way you just put everything. Amazing. I like a body going into that state of balance. And clearly, like between both, what happened with both of your parents, they must be meant to be together for sure on every level. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to go to Potomac, Maryland, to Kim Cohen, who's an art teacher, also a mom, and has been using these products with her entire family. And she's got a lot of great stories, even her dog. So Kim, are you here with us?
I'm here. Thank you.
There you
Marcy.
are. Hi, Kim.
Hi,
Nice
Marcy.
to see you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. And I know I have a lot of stories that I could tell, but I'll just go over a couple of things that happened with my family. We had such a positive experience. It's hard for me to pinpoint just a couple of things, but the highlights are Marcy shared this with me 10 years ago, and she was telling me about oxidative stress because I was having a lot of stomach issues, which I had as a child and had some different things going on, and became digestion issues. As we get older, we know things change and evolve, and just very exciting. So she was explaining, and I didn't understand what she was talking about. My husband actually understood and looked up at PubMed.gov, like Marcy was explaining to us, in the Library of Medicine, and saw some studies and watched that ABC report and was blown away. He's been taking this product for 10 years. And the hair product came out, and that was his hair that Marcy did show you his head, which he always gets a little with me, but that his head is on this video. But anyway, his hair was receding, and the hair product, which is natural, non-toxic, was great for him. My whole family uses that product, by the way. He also was suffering from headaches for many years, and, just reducing that inflammation. Not that it cures, treats, or mitigates any kind of disease here, but it really helped. And his blood pressure, in return, actually, he went off of his medication, which was exciting. Okay, and let's go over to my kids. My daughter was dealing with a lot of stomach issues like her mother, and started doing the prebiotic, the probiotic. Her gut started to heal. We realized, that's related to a lot of different things, malfunctions in the body. And she was doing great. Nerf2, we have something called a trisynergizer. And she then started the collagen, and she called me and she said, "Mom, my stomach is actually amazing now." didn't realize that your gut lining is all lined with collagen. So my niece started doing it too. So we have a whole family history going on here. My son had immune issues going to college. You all know how that goes. Everyone gets sick all the time. He started taking her too. Kids were asking him what he's taking, and they all wanted it as well. And the focus, it helped. The Axio helps. My dog started taking it. Marcy was helping me with my dog. He had an issue at 11 and was really difficult for him to take walks with me. We would go for miles and miles, and he just stopped. And after many doctor visits and a lot of medicine 3 times a day, started him on the Nerf 2 as well. He's 16. I'm glad to report he runs. I have to hold on to his leash, and he's dragging me. So, and I'm a good walker here. So it's great. People ask me how old my puppy is. And the last story I'll tell you is my parents. Like Phil, my parents had amazing things happen. My mom, her hands were very inflamed. Let's just say she couldn't open a bottle. She couldn't make her bed. The collagen came out within 10 days. She called me screaming because her hands were flat. They had very big nodules on them. They were in pain and just a lot of hurt. So her hands are flat. You can see pictures. It's pretty amazing. And, she got her life back. She can garden and do things. My dad is a big pickleball player at 76, drinks the Axio because he was getting dizzy and they said he wasn't hydrated. Meanwhile, this has transformed to all these men who are on the golf course. They're all drinking the Axio. So I am just, grateful for this product and to be here to share this with you.
Thank you, Kim. I remember I literally was crying when you told me that your mom woke you up at 8:30 in the morning because she woke you up. You're like, Mom, what's wrong? Right? I remember you telling me, and she was like, Kimmy, I made the bed. Yeah. She wasn't able to make her bed. And literally for her to be able to do that was just such a big deal. And now just a different world. And not saying products cure, heal, treat, mitigate. It's the body just being activated to do what it does naturally. And clearly this is tearing through your family, and your family's life experience is going to the next level. So yay. So happy and excited. All right. Well, we're going to move to New York. I got to say it in New York to meet with Tina Roberts, who has been sharing these products and using them herself with her family. Tina, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, Marcy.
There you are. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. So I would love to say activation. What does it look like in the world of Tina Roberts? Amazing. But the most amazing part is kind of what you can't see, for me, at least. So for years and years, I had one of my blood cells that was extremely high and extremely difficult to control. And I was getting frustrated because I didn't want it to be like that. And then one day, sure enough, a post on Facebook by a childhood friend popped up. And next thing you know, here I am now 8 months later after being activated with the NRF2 and the collagen is where I started. And now I can happily say that my body has activated that cell to be in a great spot for the first time in many, many years. So that was extremely exciting to me. So that's stuff that you can't see visibly on the outside of me, but it shows on the inside. So that was really, really exciting. Being activated on the Nerf 2 and the collagen, and then adding in the Nerf 1, I can say that you do see a glow to my skin. You do see a little bit of a pep in my step, and you see some other great things as well. And one thing that I added to my repertoire of stuff, which I absolutely love, is the Rise and the Reset vitamins. I think they're vitamins. I might be saying the wrong word. Sorry about that.
Nutritionals. Yeah.
There you go. Sorry about that. But the Rise AM and the Reset PM, the Rise gives me energy and focus, and the Reset gives me calmness where I get to sleep soundly through the night. My body was activated and really getting in a good spot, but sleep was still something that it was being a little stubborn on. And by adding in the Reset, I sleep through the night. I don't hear my husband snoring. That's quality sleep right there. And starting the day up with the energy has also been amazing too. My body just feels like it's in sync for the first time in many, many months. So very happy with all of those amazing things. My family's on it. My dogs are on it too. And talk about energy, man, they have a lot of energy from taking the pet tandem.
Well, I know you're saying like it's all happening on the inside, but I saw your before picture and I'm seeing your after picture now. I'm looking at you since you've been activated with the collagen. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I wish I had the before and after to show everyone your picture, but thank you so much because I know that you've been helping support people with their health for so long, and for you to be so passionate about your experience with these products, it just fills my heart. So thank you so much, Tina.
Thank you.
And I know we have the friend that you connected with here with us. So it's Dr. Michelle Libman for Stuart, Florida. She's double board certified in emergency room medicine and in internal medicine. She has she and her husband own urgent care and take care of first responders. She's an incredible doctor, extremely philanthropic, and was very allopathic in her approach. And I've very much enjoyed watching her learn about activation and start using it not only with she and her family, but also with her patients. So Dr. Michelle Libman, are you here with us?
I am. Thank you.
Oh, there you are. Hi, welcome. So excited to hear what you have to share. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. So my journey with the LifeVantage product started about 5 years ago. As Marcy mentioned, my husband and I owned several medical businesses. We actually were expanding our business and had taken out a large amount of money to start a new company. And unbeknownst to us, we were actually victims of fraud, and we had a lot of money stolen from us. And it was a very difficult time in our lives. We were under extreme stress. I wasn't eating very well. I wasn't sleeping very well. And I found myself getting very run down and sickly. I would literally go to work on Monday, and by Wednesday, I was home in bed. The stress was just devastating me. And as it happened, I turned old, 50, and I noticed that my eyes were getting dry. So I made an appointment to see my ophthalmologist, who's a good friend and extremely well-respected physician in the community. And as he was telling me about all these supplements I needed to take for my eyes, he mentioned zinc and lutein, and he happened to mention Nerf2 activation, asking if I knew about it. And I was actually embarrassed to admit I had never heard of it. So he actually asked me to look it up because him and his wife and his whole family were taking it, and they felt amazing. And all I heard was they felt amazing, and I knew that I felt so lousy. So I was excited to start researching it, and I did go to PubMed.gov, which is, where physicians usually go to do research. And I saw all the science, and the science wasn't on the specific ingredients. The science was on the actual product, the Protandim. So I started to take it, and I actually had another employee in my office who was also having problems with her health. And we both started taking it at about the same time. And I was told that the older you are, the more oxidative stress that you've accumulated. So to give the product 1 month per decade that you've been alive. So for both of us, it was actually 5 months. So I just started taking it, and I figured I'd just, check back in about 5 months. But at about the 3-month mark, my coworker came running into my office because she was so excited because she had been suffering with all these allergies and sinus problems. She had flown to Boston to see her daughter and flown back, and she didn't get sick. And she stated that she could never get on a plane without getting sick. And then I started looking back, and I realized I wasn't really missing work anymore. I was well enough. I noticed my energy was better. I didn't need as much sleep. So I was thrilled. And then she asked if we can start taking her off some of her medication. So we started weaning her off her medication. And that was 5 years ago. And she's never had to go back on any of her medication. I then started my entire family on these products, including my elderly parents, my husband. He had an accident where he fell and he developed a huge hematoma on his leg, which got infected, and he had to have surgery, and he ended up on antibiotics for a long period of time. And that just wreaked havoc in his gut. And he ended up with chronic diarrhea. So, of course, I started him on the probiotic, which helped. And then when the collagen came out, people were mentioning that it was helping them with their sleep. And that was an issue that my husband really struggled with. So I actually gave him the collagen to help him with his sleep. But unbeknownst to me, he was still actually having a little bit of issues with his gut. And the collagen completely, I know I'm not allowed to say cured, but completely improved his gut health. Whereas he no longer suffers from any issues like that. He also had a condition with his skin where it felt like chicken skin. It was very rough, and that completely went away as well. His skin is as smooth as a baby's bottom. So I also started sharing the products with my patients. As Marcy said, I was very allopathic, and now my mind has been opened. I'm much more open to holistic treatments. I've had patients who have gotten off several types of medication. I've had a patient get off oxygen. I've seen some amazing, amazing things happen. People's lives have really been transformed by these products.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing, for being here, for your openness. And I mean, I know we have the Life Vantage is attracting more and more and more very, very prestigious, shall I say, and competent physicians that are getting on board here and understanding that really activating the body and tapping into our whole gene makeup is really the future of where everything's heading. So I know you're going to be pioneering that at the beginning and into the future. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, Marcy.
Okay, well, here's another pioneer she's working in a different space in Washington, D.C. She's an engineer. She's on the board of the Business School of Maryland. She is just an incredible human, and we met through our children. And Lisa Anderson, incredible experience with the products. I asked her to come in and share. Lisa, are you
Marcy.
here, my friend?
I'm here.
There you
Thank
are.
you.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about your experience.
Absolutely. Well, about 16 years ago, when I turned 40, my body wasn't ready for that. I started having excruciating joint pain. I was going through a lot of things in my personal life, but this pain was a physical, it was just debilitating. It roamed all over my body. I really didn't know what the heck was going on. And my joints would literally lock up. My arm was, locked up to the point where I couldn't do my daughter's hair. At the time, I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and my mom actually had to come from Washington, D.C. to sort of help me out with the kids. And I finally got diagnosed back in 2007, and the diagnosis resulted in taking an injection every 2 weeks in my stomach. And, fast forward, I moved back home to D.C., and that's when I met Marcy. And, she showed me this ABC News report that you guys saw earlier and told me about the power of activating your body and Life Vantage and the Pro Tandem, how it fights the free radicals. So after hearing about the science and learning about the published research, I really jumped right in and started taking it. And that was about 7 years ago, taking the NRF2 and the NRF1. And subsequently, when we added the NAD, my favorite product is this Tri-Synergizer packet, activating my body. And so I just want to say, even though I was on a medication that really managed my condition, I was concerned about injecting my body, year after year. And now it had been 10 years of these chemicals. So having been on this lovely little product here for 4 years, I decided to give my body a break from the prescription injection. And, you know, the first month went by and I felt great. The next month went by and the next and the next. And I was actually able to drastically reduce my medication and came off of it. And, you know, I felt great. So what? I feel great. Who doesn't want to feel great? But the proof is in the labs, right? So my doctor ran all my blood work like he normally did every 6 months. And the results were amazing. And I know we don't want to say that we cure or treat or heal, but I'm just giving you the facts about my experience. And so for the past 7 years, I've been taking this Tri-Synergizer and have so much energy. I'm 56 years old now. I ski every year. And some of my younger colleagues just say, I don't know how you do it because my job has me working all day and going to events all night. And I'm just always upbeat and full of energy. And I'm just so grateful for Marcy and really for LifeVantage and all that they're doing in their research in nutrigenomics and for Protandim Tri-Synergizer. It's really, impacted my life and my kids' life. So thank you for giving me a chance to share.
Thank you.
My story.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing with us. You know what? It's my honor. It's like people do not know about this. If you're watching this, you probably have never heard of this before. These are just individuals living their, authentic lives. And, it's just not easy today because we are under attack and we are looking for solutions. So thank you for sharing with us your experience, Lisa.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. And I know it just keeps getting better and better and better for you. All right. Well, we're going to go to Bismarck, North Dakota. I've never been there, but there's a beautiful woman there who's got 5 grown children and multiple grandchildren. And as she's continued to age, she is getting younger and younger on the inside. And I've invited Susan Sweeters to come in and just share a little bit about her, briefly her experience with us. And we've got one more amazing guest after Susan, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, Susan?
Hi, Marcy. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm really excited to share tonight. Activation was introduced to me about 5 years ago. And after I started reading testimonials, all I could think of was like, I want those activators in my body. Exercise and nutrition has always been an interest of mine, and recognizing that I have some control in the way my body performs. And I realized that activation was just another piece to my wellness puzzle. My husband and I like to call it being proactive in our wellness versus waiting to be reactive in our sickness. And so we are both currently on the Tri-Synergizer, all 3 activators, the activating collagen and the activating brain drink, the Axio, which we absolutely love. My husband has a quick little story on the collagen. He fell this last winter in January and cracked a couple ribs. And he doubled up on his activating collagen and a couple of the other activators within 5 days. 5 days. He said to me, I feel great. And we checked with the functional medicine doctor, and she said, yes, this could actually be helping him heal that quickly. That was pretty phenomenal. I'm also using the skincare products. I had pretty much a reverse working with my dermatologist on some issues that we were concerned about. So I am just like, that we just had some nice results. Anyway, so, we had the opportunity to watch our parents as they aged, and we didn't exactly get the results. We're not hoping to repeat that. They had one diagnosis after another, which led to one medication after another, which just ended up meaning they were on like 8, 9, 10 different medications when they passed away. We are choosing to look a different way, and we want to look at general wellness in a more proactive way. We believe that activation is putting our body into balance, and it's allowing for greater natural healing and allowing us then to fire on all cylinders and helping us to rise to the occasion of aging and rise to the occasion of grandparenting, which we are super excited about. So I'll leave it at that.